Yo, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us, Joey.
Thank you, Joey.
Welcome, boys. Welcome, boys. I've got Regan Rona, customer relationship mentor extraordinaire. I've watched this kid grow up. Great salesman, customer service like no other. And I've got my co-host, James Latouf. Welcome to the show, James.
Thanks, Joe.
Thanks for sponsoring the show.
No, I appreciate it, mate.
Your
Thanks.
money goes a long way. We appreciate it. Thank you.
No, thanks for giving us the opportunity to sponsor it, Joe. We really appreciate it on behalf of the team at Savage Ape.
Oh, that's good. We're going to put the rate up now.
That's right.
There you go. So there you go. So that's a hustle right there. So as soon as he says he likes it, we're going to ask for more money now. So that's all good, boys. What's happening out there? Regan, what's happening in the world of bread? We know that you're, you've been with Sonoma Bread for a long time there and out there doing sales. I think now things have changed a little bit with COVID and, tell us, mate. Tell us what's happening.
Obviously, last couple of weeks, there's been a lot of changes, not just the hospitality industry, but pretty much the whole world.
Yeah, true.
So, at the moment, I've had to change roles. I'm delivering bread now, so hustling, bustling it overnight.
Yeah, man.
And, so just had to adapt to that as, obviously our company has been affected a lot. Obviously had to keep the show going.
Yep. But that's I guess that's what you do in this, in these times. That's what you got to do. You have to adapt. You got to do new things. You got to go outside your comfort zone, obviously.
Yeah.
I know you. I've known you since you were 15, 16, something like that.
Probably earlier when Nathan probably brought me over to your mum's house or.
Yeah. So I've known you for
I've known you
almost
for 10 years.
Nearly 10 years, yeah.
Probably 10 years. Well, I guess all you boys used to hang out together back in the day. But
yeah, that's right.
I'll tell you what I found surprising. Like I honestly thought you guys were all duds. But you guys have all come. You guys have all come a long way and proved me wrong. But that's
So you thought a lot of us.
I did. I thought a lot about all of you guys. But man, honest truth, I've really been surprised, which is why, and I guess not surprised that you're not duds. I'm surprised with actually how good you guys have become. I actually consider, especially yourself, Regan. I know you in more of a sales customer relationship type role, and I've seen you evolve from the early coffee shop days when you sort of started there as a barista, and then you moved into a few other areas, into obviously all around sales, because that's your core thing, sales. And now I know that you train a lot of people up on sales and customer relationship, which I'd love to get into that a little bit more into the show, because I actually think we've lost that. I think we've lost that customer relationship focus. I think everything now is, you're either on a CRM system, you meet a criteria, or the customer's converted within a certain number of days, and if they're not, a lot of people sort of wrap it up and move on to the next guy on the list.
Yeah.
You don't do that.
No.
I know you keep going back. You build a relationship and you build a friendship, and then off that, I've seen some of those customers, which I can only assume became friends, translate into your other roles, positions, and you constantly deal with them over and over again.
Yeah, well, you said it, man. Relationship is key, and a lot of salespeople these days, they just think it's another number. At the end of the day, we all have targets and stuff like that.
Yep.
But that's just thinking they're a number. You're not going to have them a customer for long if you do get them, and so you probably won't even get them. So, yeah, I definitely believe highly in relationships.
Was there somewhere you learnt that? Did someone teach you that, or was it something you just sort of got a feel for, like through the hustle as you're sort of going into the role?
Kind of adapted over obviously my experiences and my different roles, my different jobs. Coffee chew days, customer service there. We had, we were young kids making coffee. I don't know how you hired us.
Well, I told you, man. I thought you guys were duds, but you proved me wrong very quickly.
Yeah, and a lot of people just came for our customer service. So
I agree.
From those days, I learned quickly. Obviously, building relationships are key.
So you think retail was a big stepping stone for you?
Yeah, definitely, man. Like before then, I didn't really have a job. I was focused on footy. I did a few jobs there and now. I think I did KFC for 2 weeks.
Yep.
Wait after that.
What happened with the KFC? It wasn't as finger licking good as you thought it was, or
they made me clean like the oils and all this. I was like, it's not worth $11 an hour.
Oh wow, someone's in trouble.
Yeah.
Just touching on relationships, it's funny you mentioned that. This morning on my way to the office today, I stopped past a cafe, and it's a friend of ours, and we were speaking about Regan. And he's using Sonoma. And he said, even through what's going on, he's trying to cut costs as much as he can.
Yep.
And he said there's other cheaper suppliers out there, but not because of the quality of the bread, but because of Regan, he's not leaving Sonoma.
100%. I've always been a firm believer in that. Your relationships are more important sometimes than the product.
Yeah, 100%.
And I don't know how we come back from that, because I think we've lost that. I think we've lost that in business just generally throughout everything. You know, and I know a lot of businesses put on a really good facade that they do care about the customer service and the customer relationship, but early in the piece, you can see very evidently that it's not the case. It's a facade to meet KPIs and things like that. But I think, especially what we're going through now, Corona times, it's going to show more than ever how important those relationships are. Definitely. You know, and it sounds like that's what's happened with this account you went past this morning.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, all right. So Corona, it's changed a lot of things. So you're now helping out the business. You've opted, you're sort of out there now doing night shift runs.
Yeah, delivery. So,
wow.
yeah, it's a big eye opener to see that different side of the business. You know what the drivers do. I didn't really obviously know in full detail, but now I've experienced it. And
any speeding tickets?
I've got one actually.
Oh wow, what happens there?
They just send it to me and pay the fine.
So that's one night's work cut off.
Yeah, pretty much, man.
You've lost that night. That's okay.
If anyone wants to pay for my fine, you pay for it.
Why not, mate? You got to do it. Someone's got to pay for it. Just put on one of those payment plan things that everyone's doing.
Oh, everyone's doing it.
There's a payment plan for everything in Corona times. You know, that's what everyone's doing. So you're doing that at night, doing the run, and you're still doing sales.
Yeah. So yeah, I definitely still get customers. I picked up an account this week.
Okay.
It was very random. Wasn't expecting it. But
how'd that come about?
he just texted me saying, "Hey man, we've been closed for 2 weeks. We're reopening. Can I get some products from you?" And
was that an account that you sort of called on before all this took place?
Called them. Yep. Actually, I called them months ago.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've been trying to get him for about, it's probably been a year and a half. He has another cafe. Okay. Recently opened a new one. So yeah, it's been a long period of time. Been trying to get him to use Sonoma, and at the end of the day, like you said, relationship and just going back and saying hi.
Yeah, no, the product's good too.
Yeah, definitely.
The product's very good.
Back when we were younger, when me and Regan were doing sales together, we used to call Regan the machine gun.
Why is that?
Because he was.
I've heard some stories about this, but I'm curious to know where it comes from.
He was just from the crack of dawn. He was just shooting bullets non-stop. You know, just lead after lead after lead.
It's actually true. I remember that now, because I remember a lot of times that back in the coffee shop days, when he was working at Coffee Chew, we used to catch him reading all these sales pitch books and everything like that. That was good. So I reckon
non-stop, man.
I reckon you owe me a few hours.
Definitely. Yeah. Probably 48 hours.
48 hours.
Times 52 weeks.
Times 52 weeks. So that's okay. So that's all happening. That's all good. So, all right. So tell us what happens when you finish delivering.
So yeah, I go home. Say hi to the family, little kiddies.
What's the family look like?
So I've got 2 kids, Ruby and Rain. Ruby's 4 and Rain's 2. And then I've got my beautiful wife, Liana. She's also pregnant.
You have to say that.
Have to. Brownie points when I get there, man.
No, you have to. You can't. You can't say anything other than that, because it's you'll never be allowed back on the show.
Definitely.
And we do want to get you back on, because I know you're going to go places. I know your hustle's going to keep taking you there. So you go home.
Yeah, see the kids and the wife here, and then I get probably about 4 hour to 6 hours sleep, and then wake up and get into my business and customer service side. So
I know that you got a few things on the go, but what are you doing now? Like, I know you're doing socials. Is that the other business you're referring to?
Yeah, social media. Yeah, so I manage a few clients, help them out.
Give the business a plug.
It's Megaphone Media. So you can find us on there, in all socials. So so we pretty much just help people tell their stories online, especially at this time as well. It's very important. A lot of people at home, on their phones, going through socials.
Have you seen, has there been an influx of people, definitely, page visits and everything?
Engagement has definitely gone up, and it's, like I said, it's the best time to tell your story.
I think it is too, because I think a lot of people just turned off. The ones who sort of soldier through it.
100%. Everyone's starting to slow down. And
I know with Savvy J, through this time, you guys actually ramp things up as well.
Yeah, 100%. And we could see that the engagement's a lot higher than what it was before.
On your games?
On our games, on our socials, pretty much everything. One of our games, the user engagement was around 13 minutes per day. And without changing the promotion, when this all struck, they jumped to 23 minutes per day. And that's without us changing the strategy of marketing, it was just because everyone's at home at the moment. You know, a lot of people.
What you think it's just people got more time to play?
100%, yeah. People have more time on their hands. They're looking to be entertained. So, like, going back to what Regan was saying, you know, obviously pushing the socials harder, people are on their phone more, so I don't doubt that,
Okay.
We can see it on our end as well, 100%.
And you got to tweak the offering as well. Like, you can't just, like I'm assuming if you're managing a cafe, obviously you got to let everyone know, first of all, I don't know, are trading hours changing?
Yeah. Every single one of our accounts have trading hours changed. Everything pretty much changed.
Everything's changed.
The whole plan, you know, obviously with no dine-in, they have to adapt to takeaways and online. So it's a big, a lot of change.
A lot of change on that. And so that means for you being a social media agency, you have to arrange for new photo shoots to take place because I guess the menus change now as well.
Yeah, so photo shoots, obviously, we do recommend that. You can still do the products that they had on the menus if they still got it. But yeah, definitely we have a lot of photo shoots happening at the moment, and just different game plans. It's totally different. Yep. And so if they weren't on Uber Eats, DoorDash, you know, obviously getting on there as soon as possible.
So you help them get onto the platforms and everything like that as well.
Yeah. So just at this time, you know, we're so much busier with per client.
Okay. And have you seen an influx in new clients or any old ones drop off?
We had a few like that kind of, you know, paused for a second, but they came back. We've had a lot of new clients jump on as well. Yep. So it's one of those things, man, that people are realizing the importance of social media, especially at this time.
It's crucial. It's crucial. Especially like if you don't have, I think right now, if you don't have a social media plan, you don't have a business plan.
100%.
You need to have one. Like I'm probably a little bit late into that sort of scene, but we've definitely seen a big change in everything that we've done, and you know it does move forward. But you got to be consistent.
Yeah, you do. A lot of people think it's just about posting. Anyone can post. You know, there's a lot behind the scenes that has to be done, and game planning, and like you said, a social media plan.
So how do you find time for your family and all this? Because you are young. Like I don't think people know actually how young you are. You come across a lot more mature than what you are, but you're only 23?
Just turned 24. Yeah. And
you got
third baby on the way.
way.
So
so you got plenty of family time.
Yeah, so I am pretty busy, but you know, just hustle, man. It's pretty much what you got to do.
That's exactly what the word means, and I think everyone's just got to, you know, you just got to hustle. I don't think people hustle enough anymore. They try and they get it wrong, and that's okay. But that's what the whole thing's about. You know?
Yeah, at the start, I thought I used to hustle all the time, but you know, when I was watching, you know, movies or doing, you know, random stuff, I thought, you know, 5 minutes of hustle a day is, you know, entrepreneur life. Obviously, it's not. So a lot of people get that mixed up.
Yeah, it's true. They do get it mixed up. But like even for you, Megaphone Media is your second attempt at social media.
Oh, actually
fourth attempt at social media. So you've been knocked down 3 times and fourth time back up, and you got. I think it's going okay now from what I hear.
Definitely. You know, people say, you know, failure is really crucial to success, and I definitely do believe in that. You know, I don't really see it as failure. I see it as lessons. And that's where I am today, and I'm not afraid of failing because I know it brings me a lot more than
you learn. You learn from it. And I guess there's a saying about that, you know, like I haven't failed 99 times. I just found 99 ways not to do it. Exactly. And I guess for you, the fourth time is the time that you've really figured out how to do it. You got it right and all going in the right direction. And even like through this coronavirus thing, I guess a lot of people could have backed off, but you guys actually ramped up to give the clients more value for the same buck.
Yeah, definitely. Back to customer service, you know, especially at these times when people are doing it tough. You know, we're really about value and giving our customers value. So we have ramped up a lot of work for our customers, and like I said, it's get down to the relationships and customer service.
So you're 24, 2 kids, 1 on the way, 4th attempt at the social media business. The 4th time's the time that you really got it right and it's starting to work. You work night shift as well. You're a gun salesman, but you've even opted, you know, through this time to help the business and jump on the road and deliver bread, you know, and you're still taking sales calls and everything in the process for Sonoma.
Yeah.
Man, honestly, man, I'm really surprised. Like, I know where you come from. You know, you don't come from, you haven't studied anything in terms of business. The development or schooling. There's no MBA, none of that. You're from the school of hard knocks by the sounds of things. Tell me about your childhood. How do you? Like I said, I'm actually surprised. I was surprised when I met all you guys, because I actually think I met you in a pretty sort of social setting. So you weren't on your best behaviour, but that's okay. And then I remember I gave you a run. Man, you turned out to be a great member of the team at a very young age. And then from there, I think we sort of lost contact for a bit. 3 or 4 years. You sort of went on your hustle journey, and we connected, I don't know, about a year or so ago, and we keep in touch. But where does Machine Gun Regan Rona come from? What's your story? You're a New Zealander, I know that.
So I moved over here when I was 5. Actually moved to Maryland's.
Okay, so you're a Maryland's boy.
Moved in with the family there, my auntie and uncle for a little bit until my mum and dad found their feet. And then we pretty much grew up around Guildford. Lived pretty humbly. My parents gave us everything that we had, what they could give us, and forever grateful for them. At the age of, I think I started playing footy at 8, and that was from 8. That was my dream, is to play, first grade
footy.
And that's all I really knew. My family didn't come from, obviously money background or business background, so didn't really have that kind of education or mentorship from my parents. And just pretty much trained, played footy. That's all I wanted to do. And from the age of 15, got contracted to Para.
Okay, so you signed with Para Eels.
Yeah, it was a small contract.
What's that? Was that Harold Matts or something?
No, it was summer coaching.
Yep.
That was my
like
first.
the training squad.
Yeah, training squad.
Okay.
It was my first contract, and then it was nothing massive.
No, it's still an achievement.
Yeah, definitely. And at the age of 15, you think you've made it already. And like I've got a lot of mates in the NRL, and it's hard work. Hats off to them, because there's so much behind the scenes that people don't see. So. Obviously, my NRL career didn't kick off, but I played footy until I was about 18.
Yep.
And it didn't work out. The same story that you hear all the time: injuries.
Oh, so you copped some injuries.
Yeah, copped some injuries, and and I was obviously into the party life as well, so that didn't help.
That's actually a major factor for people who want to take a professional sporting career. They do get deterred once they get into that sort of 18, 19 age bracket. They start, as everyone does, you start partying, but it actually takes a massive toll on someone looking for a professional sporting career. Yeah,
definitely. Like even recovery, time, you're drinking alcohol, doing all that kind of stuff, it actually slows it down.
Everything goes up.
Yeah, so, it wasn't really, I guess I wasn't really switched on to what I needed to be to make NRL. And, then I met my wife at Coffee Chew.
So you
obviously
you can say thank you later.
Yeah, I was going to say it just then. Obviously, if you didn't found Coffee Chew, I probably never met my wife, and probably wouldn't have 2 kids, man. So grateful for you for hustling, man, and founding Coffee Chew. So I think I started Coffee Chew when I was about 16, 17.
Yeah, you were young.
Yeah, I was young. I started part time, and then when I finished school, had the opportunity to work at Top Ride full time.
Yep.
And then just fell in love with the coffee game, customer service.
Where did you go after Coffee Chew? I don't know where you went.
I went to the city, so had another cafe in the city.
You were baristering there.
Yeah,
so you betrayed me and you went there. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I get that. But that's the hustle. That's fine.
Actually, got kicked out from Coffee Chew, but
did you?
No, I didn't get kicked out.
Okay, I was just checking.
I opted to leave.
Oh, that's nice.
No, it was just different situations, man. But went to the city, and then got the opportunity, James, to obviously do some sales. So
and then you jumped into a sales role. Was it with a coffee
Shibello.
company?
Yeah,
Shibello
Coffee. And did about 1.5 to 2 years there. I learned a lot. Man, that really kicked off my love for sales and the skills that I have today.
Because they're actually very good there at a customer relationship and development.
They are definitely, and I give them a lot of credit for who I am today as well in my sales game. And so I was there for 1.5 to 2 years, and then I think it was my 3rd attempt to do social media management. I quit and just went full out in social media. I was about 20.
At that time, did you have any kids? Because that's a big thing. Like people don't realize that. That's a big thing that can really sort of, you'll be doing your hustle, and then all of a sudden you actually have a lot more.
Yeah, so I had my daughter when I was 19.
Oh,
so before I started Shibello, I had my daughter, and then when she turned 1, so I was 21. That's when I started with Shibello. And then when I quit, I think it was 2 months before my son was born.
Yep.
That's when I quit to do my social media full time. And it was a big, man, I don't, now that I look back, I don't know what I was thinking, but I learned from it. And it was a big lesson, and it taught me a lot to where I am today.
Obviously, I can tell by your mindset, you don't think of any of it as being a mistake.
No, never. I don't regret anything that I've done. And, big, that big thing for my journey is that I found God as well. So
that's I do want to touch on that, man, because from what I can see and have been watching, that is a major part of your life.
Yeah, definitely. God saved me, man. I definitely wouldn't be the man I am if I didn't find God. And I was really stuck in, world's events like gambling. I got really caught up in that.
Did you?
Yeah. So
what type of gambling? Because I know a lot of young guys now are stuck on like sports betting crap.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't really. It was actually the pokies that got me, man.
Oh, so you went old school?
Yeah, old school.
You went old school gambling.
So I went old school gambling, man. And
have you heard of Slotterific?
Yeah, I heard it's all right app.
Oh, okay.
That's actually a good app because you don't lose money.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
App, yeah. So you got sucked into a bit of gambling and
So that really obviously my journey slowed down and to where I wanted to be, but I'm grateful that I went through it, and at the time I found God as well, which really helped. And
that's massive, man.
It is massive. For where I am today, I would not be where I am without God.
Yep.
So the foundation.
Can I tell you something about that journey that he's talking about? One part that Regan didn't mention, but it's crazy. It's a crazy story because of where you are now. You know what I mean? Like I consider you successful. Part of that journey, his third failure. So I'm driving through the city. I'm still working as a sales rep for Shibello.
Yeah.
And Regan and I were always tight. So we'd always talk. Even when Regan left Shibello, it was a big thing, for the company. He was one of the best sales reps. And he wanted to do his own thing in social media. And he calls me up. I was driving through the city. He's like, I need you to come to Surrey Hills.
Why?
I said, all right. I go, what? Do you have a meeting? Do you want me to sit in on it? He goes, please, bro, just come to Surrey Hills. Yeah. I go to Surrey Hills. He gave me the address. I drive down. I turn left into this street. I see Regan standing on the side of the street, it was the middle of the day, side of the street. He's got a briefcase in one hand and a baby seat. What is it called?
2 car seats.
Two baby seats.
Car capsules.
Two car
seats.
The baby car seats. Yeah. In another hand.
There's only one type of car seat.
What do kids have? What are they called?
Just a car capsule.
Okay, the car capsule.
Seat, bro, you can say.
Yeah.
Well, he had two car capsules.
We can tell you don't have kids, man.
Yeah, no, not yet. He had 2 car capsules in his left hand and his briefcase in his right hand.
What happened?
Man, it was just crazy. I was like, man, what the hell? What's going on?
Yep.
And then obviously, you want to take the story.
Yeah. So at that time, because I had a business partner at that time, and we had a rental car, and it got taken. I was parked up at Redfern at the time just to obviously I was actually doing work as well, so it got taken from the company because I think we missed one payment. They're pretty strict on those stuff, and then
so they took the car.
Yeah, and it had all my stuff in it. So man,
but you had your kids.
Car seats, so it was I called James, and thank God he came and picked me up. But it was as a man, very embarrassing because as when we grow up, we're really prideful, and my culture, you got to be a tough guy, and you can't obviously show your failures and stuff like that. So it was very embarrassing. But I've known James for a while, so thank God for him as a friend, and that was just one of.
Would you say that if he wasn't sitting here?
Yeah, 100%.
But he got in the car. He gets in the car. I go, man, what the fuck? What's going on? And then he's like, oh well, man, on to the next day. See what tomorrow brings. So we'll sort it out.
I know, man. I think you pick up the hustle and you get on with it. But I think it's like it must have been a bad night.
Oh yeah, it was definitely, man. And like over the journey that I've where I am today, whenever I hit a roadblock, it used to take me like months to get back into the hustle and back into a right mindset. So over the journey, the trials that have come and the errors, it's obviously made me stronger.
And they'll continue to do that. I think like that story is obviously, man, that's big. That's big. And especially being a father, like that's hard too.
Yeah.
But bro, like I just gotta say, man, like hats off to you, man. You pick your briefcase and your car capsules up and you go on to the next day, and I'm sure, by the end of the week you had something sorted out. And
it was back into the grind, and it was all sorted, man. But just on that, my wife, I've put her through so much just with my crazy, I guess, risk.
Yeah.
You know,
and there is a lot of risk in the hustle. I guess, look, for me, it was very important that, you know, on the show, that's why I wanted to call it, you know, Just Hustle. Because I think people misunderstand, like, especially with Instagram and everything like that. You're in the social media space. It's very easy to believe and get caught up in the glamorous lifestyle of an entrepreneur that you see online.
Yeah.
You know, the suits and the cars and the parties and the cocktails and all the bullshit.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
that's you know, that's the money shot. That's to suck you into the life.
Yeah, I used 100%. To really, I guess, really fake it. Like, honestly, I used to like record myself, you know, I'm hustling, hashtag hustle. But I would only, like I said, do it 5 minutes a day. And you can't fake it, man.
No, you can't. I'm not a fan in believing that you can fake it till you make it. I know a lot of people do that, and some people do it really well, and the strategy works well for some. But I know for me in particular, like I don't know. I just don't know how to do that. For me, it's real. It is what it is. You make fuck ups. You learn from them. Apologize when you have, and move forward. And for me, like anyone who's been affected by one of my fuck ups, I do my best to try and, look, I don't know what you'd call it, like recover from it and help them through it. And you just got to be real, man. But like for you, like you had a family really young.
Yeah.
And like at 19, man, like I had my first kid at 28.
Yeah.
Bro, I can't even imagine.
It was,
like,
it was actually a blessing from God. Like I was struggling with I was gambling then, but didn't have any responsibilities.
But were you close to God then?
Nah. Okay. I was kind of got introduced to God, you know, started kind of reading the Bible, but not really, didn't have a relationship with God. And, you know, when my daughter came, you know, when I witnessed her birth, man, I just knew
Changes
God.
Everything,
I knew God was real. It's just amazing what they go through. And, and then obviously from there to now, you know, I grew my relationship with God and really just understood that, you know, there's more things than just money and materialistic things and the world that we live in. And, you know, hats off to my wife. She's an amazing mother. I'm not trying to do anything.
It's okay, man. Like, she's listening. She knows you love her, bro. She knows you love her, man. Like,
no, but honestly, man, without, like, obviously her as a partner, she's an amazing mum and she makes life easy.
And you met her at Coffee Chew in Top Ride?
Yeah.
And what, she was working in the centre?
She was a shoe manager at a shoe shop as a manager there.
Yep.
And then, man, just made her coffee and the rest is history.
Sounds rude. Is your wife very short?
Yeah.
I
don't know if I should comment on that.
Short.
Yeah, she is.
Is she short? So I'm just trying to think if I remember her from back in those days.
You probably, you definitely, she knows you.
If I see her, I'll remember.
Yeah, okay. So, man, met my wife there thanks to you, and the rest is history, man.
I think, this is the hustle. Now we're going to set up Just Hustle
wedding
matchmaking and date services, but no more than 5 people at the wedding because of COVID.
Welcome to Savage Ape Studios, where we make apps go #1. Let me take you on a tour.
So God, you know, you found God when you found your daughter.
Yeah, well, you know, I knew of God. It's a funny story. I was atheist. I didn't believe in God. My parents are not religious. I wasn't brought up in a religious home. So it was around that time where I really, you know, encountered God. And like I said, when I experienced my daughter's birth, I knew God was real because that things, what happens during birth, it's amazing. And it's obviously there's no words to describe it.
It's kind of scary, but
it is.
It's kind of scary.
It is, but it's amazing at the same time. So found God then, and you know, from when James picked me up, you know, I really had to go back to the grind, and I was working at a cafe again. Didn't stop my business because I wasn't in the mind frame to do it. And then really just gave it all to God. Put God first in my life, and slowly.
And is your wife like was she very religious prior to that?
I actually introduced God to her. But I think God introduced me to her because she's a strong woman. The things I've put her through, You know, during those times, I don't know how she's still with me. I'm grateful for that. But, you know, God definitely did introduce her to me. And over the time of, you know, just reflecting on my life and giving it all to God, it really just made me who I am today. And I wouldn't, like I said, I wouldn't be the person I am without God today. And just moving forward on where we left off with the story, you know, I had to work for about, I think it was a year. At a cafe.
So this was after the cow capsule situation.
Pretty much. It was about 6 to, sorry, I wouldn't say year. It was 6 to 8 months. I was, you know, working at a cafe, and a Sonoma rep came and tried to sell bread to us. And then he just, we just had a, you know, a good, obviously, relationship from the get-go, and he pretty much just offered me, I think the second time I met him, doing a job.
Oh, so he's seen something in you.
Yeah, and
because the honest truth, like there is something you can see that. I believe people are natural. People can be taught. You can definitely you can teach yourself any skill set you want. I'm a firm believer in that. But I think some people are just naturally gifted in certain areas, and I think customer relationship for you it comes natural. Yeah, you know, you have a tendency, obviously, like the way you talk about your wife and God and everything. You do have a tendency to care a lot, and that's not a trait that we find very often. There's a lot of people who have it, and I'd like to think the majority of people do. But you can sort of tell when you're doing business with someone, especially a sales rep, that I'm just another number. You don't get that vibe with you.
Yeah, well, like I said, from the Coffee Chew days, I really, you know, saw the importance of customer service and relationships. And
so would you recommend anyone who's looking at getting into any type of relationship or business development to get into a retail job?
Yeah, definitely. Start there.
Start at retail.
You really pick up customers. You know, how they deal with different situations. You know, if they're angry. But you really learn a lot, and that's, like I said, at Coffee Chew days, I learned a lot, and then obviously went into sales. So, from there, and then where were we? Yeah, so Sonoma offered me a job.
Offered you a job.
And fell in love. At first, I said, "Bro, it's just bread. Like, how can it be so amazing?"
It's not just bread anymore, man.
It's crazy.
It's crazy what they're doing with breads now.
Yeah, man.
Sonoma's been around for like 20 years, and you can tell, you know, through the quality of the bread, and it makes my job 10 times easier because it sells itself. But then obviously I have to do the rest of the work and keeping the customer happy. Absolutely. Got a job there, and I've been there for about almost 2 years now. This financial year will be about 2 years. And it's been a really good experience, and I've learned a lot just being there. And when you come from a company that's, you know, got a great foundation, you kind of appreciate the products a lot more, and it helps with the role.
Yep. No, that's true. That happens. So you're selling bread at night. You're selling social media during the day. 2 kids, 1 on the way, 24 years old. Man, there's got to be something. I think something that's got to drive you. Something more than, like, I know now it's probably your family. Your family drives you.
Yeah, definitely. Something that honestly helps me. Like, if I was like 4 years ago hit with this situation, you know, Regan, you have to deliver bread, I would have said no, stuff that. Like, my pride would have got in the way, and it comes down to gratitude, man. You know, I'm grateful every day, and that helps. Like, no matter if I have a shit day or, you know, I have a good day, I'm always grateful for God and my family, and it helps. Get into it. It helps, man, honestly, and gratitude is the best thing you can do every day, because there's always people out there that's worse off, and you know, especially in Australia, we take it for granted what we have.
I think we do.
And that's why a lot of, you know, foreigners come and they become successful.
I think so as well. I find that a lot of migrants come out here and they work hard, and I think, like, you can sort of see, like, over time, different generations, like, we've had so many different types of migrants come out, and I think now, like, you know, you look at Uber drivers and stuff like that, you got a lot of migrants out of India, the Philippines, that type of thing, and they come out, they study, they're on an Uber bike. It's probably not, I can't imagine it being the most desirable job, but it's money at the end of the day. So I think you touched on something there. Like, would you say if you wanted to work in this country, there's work for you?
Yeah.
Because I hear all the time, I can't get work. I just don't believe that. I think that's the biggest load of bullshit I've ever heard in my life. There's
jobs everywhere, and I know with COVID-19, obviously it's been a bit tight, but still there's jobs.
That's understandable.
There's jobs still going now as we speak. You can still get a job now. Like, I know mates that, you know, they got fired in their cafe job.
Yep.
They got a warehouse job like the 2 weeks
after. Packing boxes
and like you said, there is jobs out there, and if you really want to, work, you can work.
So you probably got to watch. If you lose a job, you probably, what are you saying? Like, you sort of got to look at a trend. Like, cafes obviously are affected by COVID, but maybe a warehousing job because people are buying stuff online. So you sort of got to see that. Okay, well, people are buying online. Maybe these warehouses have a lot of work. And stuff like
the
that.
Supermarkets, they've been going crazy. The toilet paper thing that happened. That you can just see right there that there's going to be jobs there. So
because I think Coles and Woolies hired like an extra 15 or 20,000 people during the crisis.
Heaps.
Probably more than that. People.
Even like Telstra, I think they put something out. They were hiring 20,000 people.
Oh wow! Why would they hire more people? Just
I don't know, for support and just to
to make sure the data's running.
The data's running. Yeah, good point. Good point.
Bike shops, man. I'm sure every bike shop's hiring right now.
Yeah, I know. I know. Right now, you think you're Lance Armstrong, like you're just riding non-stop.
Every bike shop I've driven past in like the last 2 weeks has a line out the door.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Bikes.
Yeah, because I think that's what's been the most surprising thing through this. People's habits have changed.
Yeah.
Everyone now is.
I think for the better.
Riding a bike. I hope so because like the parks are a lot more active. People,
man.
And it's funny because the whole social distancing thing and this corona thing of everyone staying inside, I actually look at the streets and I think people are more social.
100%.
I find that like I'm getting these messages for, come on a riding group. We're going to the park to do weights, whatever it may be. Everyone's out there doing something. Like I found that they tried to separate people, but I guess we're human at the end of the day. We like to be around people.
Yeah, 100%.
Sort of drove everyone back together.
Yeah, we miss as humans that connection. And, when you obviously stop the normal society, everyone misses it. And that's why people are more hungry to connect and
that's true.
Be involved in groups and, going for bike rides like James Sunday morning.
Yeah, James.
That's it.
James is right into it.
Yeah, watch out.
He's one
is
of
it 2024 Olympics?
Coming up.
You see me there cycling
for Lebanon? Yeah.
Yeah, for Lebanon.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll be coming last. But you'll hustle your way forward.
Yeah, no, very positive.
Very positive. So have you, like, I guess, obviously God's a big part of your life. I'm assuming your church and everything like that. You can't go. You're sort of doing that.
Yeah. So
are you doing that over Zoom?
We actually started it with Zoom.
Really? You actually did?
We actually did. And
wow.
It's funny. We've had more interaction than ever before.
Really?
Yeah. So praise God, we adapted quickly. A lot of churches, couldn't really adapt. I go to a pretty young church, and hats off to the team because we adapted really quick. Like the first week we were locked down, we were straight on Zoom.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
straight
in. So. Now we're on live, YouTube Live and Facebook Live. It's Revelation Sydney, so Western Sydney, if you want to go check it out. Church, we had to adapt like everyone.
Yep.
If you don't, like, how are we going to share the word? Mm-hmm. Like a business, how are they pretty much going to, sell their products and services? You have to adapt to the times.
Yeah, it's true. So if the churches are adapting and they're making way with what's happening out there, I guess there's no reason why anyone else can't.
Yeah, definitely.
There's no reason why any business or any entrepreneur out there right now can't hustle. You can hustle forward any day. Like, especially like with you, I know, and I keep coming back to this, man. Like, you're so young. I can't get over how young you are, man. You're 24 with 3 kids. But I know on your socials, and this is something I really want to ask you about. I mean, I've actually wanted to ask you about this for a very long time, and I know we've been speaking a lot about God and the show's about hustle, but God is a massive part of your hustle, which is why I really want to dive into it, because I honestly don't think I'm going to get many guests on the show who are going to, talk about God as openly and, regardless of what you call God or what name or whatever it may be, everyone hides it in business. I find that a lot of people hide it. They feel like it's a conflict of interest or it's not appropriate. Why don't you think that way? Why do you think differently?
I think it's just my relationship with God. Like I said to you, I put him first in my whole life. So, in my life now. And, people, they say it's a conflict, business. And
do you see that, but do you get anyone sort of questioning about it? Because it's very heavy on your socials.
It is. Yeah. Like I do obviously share, my religion, I wouldn't say religion, but, my relationship with God.
Yep.
And, people think it's going to be a conflict with business, but it's not. It's why I am who I am today. It's my foundation. And in Jesus Christ, I really believe in my success is to glorify his name.
Yep.
And that's just, how it is. And
because there's been a lot of sports stars cop a lot of slack over mentioning God on their socials. Obviously, sports stars have substantial followings and, what can or can't be said could be seen as offensive or not, depending on what sort of community you're part of. But so you don't see an issue with it. So you don't think there's a problem with it in business at all?
Nah, obviously, people have different beliefs in that, and I respect that. And we're in a country which allows you to speak your what you believe in, and I couldn't hide what I believe in because it's who I am today, and it'll be me being a fake person. If I was to hide away from God or not give God the glory, because without Him, one, I definitely wouldn't be where I am today, and two, I probably wouldn't have a family. So I'm forever grateful, and it would just be wrong for me not to glorify Him for my success, failure, whatever it is.
Yep. Yeah, that's good, man. It's good that you're doing it. Like I just said, I had to ask because I can't imagine I'm going to get too many people who openly talk about it. It's okay. Like a lot of people have it private, and that's cool. But
Definitely.
For you, it's not private. You're proud of it. You show it.
Yeah. Like you said, people are a bit skeptical about advertising their faith, and I just believe at the end of the day, if you believe in something, you shouldn't be afraid to show it or advertise it, or because it's you. That's another thing. Back to being a good person with sales or customer service, I'm real. Like I don't hide anything.
And that's something I think a lot of people get wrong.
Yeah,
you got to be who you are.
Exactly. Well, the truth comes out eventually, and your true personalities will come out. If I went to a customer and pretended to be someone else, and then the next week I'm someone different, there won't be any connection there. There won't be, they'll probably be turned off because this guy was just trying to get my sale, and now he's totally different.
And I'm assuming you've got customers who are different religions and
definitely, man.
Like
I said, I respect people's beliefs, and I have heaps of customers that believe in God or don't believe in God, or have another religion that what I believe in. So at the end of the day, like I said, if you're just real, people are attached to that because they can smell fake from a mile away.
I think so.
And it doesn't matter what religion you are, or as a human beings, we can just sense it.
That's true. So what's your hustle look like for the rest of the year? I know this Corona thing throws everything sort of out, a lot of people's plans out the windows, but where's it take you?
Yeah, well,
where's your hustle going to take you this year, man?
It was a bit of a game changer for me, but at the end of the day, I'm just going to work hard at what I'm doing at the moment. So obviously delivering bread and trying to get sales in this time.
What, you mean different bread? What did you say? Different bread?
Delivering bread.
Delivering bread. I thought you said different bread. I thought you had a new bread announcement.
I
think COVID Sonoma sourdough.
I'm thinking what a way to get a promo.
It's a plug, yeah.
They got a COVID bread.
No specials.
Do you have any new breads coming, but?
We did.
Because I know you guys have some funky stuff. Like you brought some fruit loaf in or something. That was crazy.
We do have different, obviously different sourdoughs and stuff like that. But we did have a few, in the pipeline, but we kind of put them on hold.
So you got secret recipes in hiding?
Yeah. But that's up to the head bakers and stuff like that.
There's actually like a head baker?
Yeah.
This thing's crazy.
We have a head baker, we have people underneath him, and the system is crazy. Like the way that the whole company is run.
It's like Willy Wonka's chocolate factory.
You know the slice on the top of the sourdough?
Yeah.
Now every sourdough comes and it's got obviously a slice through it.
Yeah.
Is it the CEO or the managing director? Who is it?
Yeah, our founder.
The founder.
Yeah. So I'll tell a story. So we were at a restaurant, and hats off to Andrew because what he's created.
So Andrew's the owner of
Sonoma.
Sonoma.
Yeah.
Okay. So and is he a baker?
Yeah, well, that's how he started.
It,
He pretty much started with his brother and dad, and just they had
another hustle story.
Yeah, they had a corner shop and had a bakery at the back, and they just hustled their way to where it is today. And we're at a restaurant for dinner, and one of the sourdough rolls, the line wasn't straight. And, and he pulled it up, and
this is a guy who supplies probably
thousands
and thousands of cafes, restaurants, grocers.
Yep.
And he was just, he really said, if we're not worrying about being, the best, every fine detail, then people are going to catch up, and we're not going to be different.
And that's what Sonoma's known for. Sonoma's known. Sonoma's known for really high end, good quality bread.
Yeah, well, obviously it's biased of me saying it, but I think we're the
best. I'm a consumer, and I say it's great bread.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you don't get Sonoma just from nothing, and it's a great hustle story. Maybe he can come on one day and share it, but he's very passionate, and that's something that you have to obviously be passionate towards your craft, because if you're not passionate about it, then you'll just be like everyone else.
So with this, so what, the line on the top of the bread wasn't straight?
Yeah, so the sourdough roll wasn't straight, and we were at a dinner with all like bakers, and every department we were at for dinner, and he actually called up the baker, and the next day he took a photo of that sourdough and put it in the bakery.
Oh wow! So
set the standards. So
just set the standards.
Yeah, that was just inspiration, just to see that he still cares after so many years, of doing it.
I think you have to. I think when you lose that drive or you lose that passion for what you're doing, it changes your game a lot.
It does. So,
and we're all guilty of it, but you sort of got to find it back. You do lose it over time.
Yeah.
Because along the journey you have a lot of ups and downs, and you doubt yourself a lot too.
Yeah, definitely.
Doubt yourself a lot.
That's a big thing that happens during in my journey. I doubted myself so many times, and you still have those thoughts, that come up and say, "Oh man, is this really you?" And but it's just one of those things about growing your mentality and surrounding yourself with like-minded people to obviously.
How important is that though? Have you found in the hustle? Because I've had both types of people. I've had really positive people who motivate me and mentor me and influence me, and I've had a lot of negative people as well. And the negative really drag you down. Yeah,
you don't realize. You don't realize if until afterwards how bad that negative person impacted you. So I 100% agree with you. Have to have positive people around you, mentors, people that are doing better than you or doing what you want to do. That can help you to get where you want to be. So. I've experienced a lot of people through my journey, just where I am today, and there's so many people I could thank for helping me along the way.
Helping you along the way, and I guess you find those people everywhere. Yeah. They don't have to be a CEO of a major company. They don't have to be anything along the lines of that. Like you could find it with the guy, the barista at the coffee shop. Yeah, he might be on his own hustle, working there making coffee. He's dreaming about becoming a coffee roaster, setting up a brand, and getting it into Coles, whatever it may be. So you can find, if you really want to, you can find inspiration everywhere.
Yeah, 100%, man. I definitely agree with that. Even just day-to-day, interaction with anyone, customers, they can inspire you. It doesn't have to be business, doesn't have to be money-related. It could be, their faith, their story about their faith, their 100%. Family life, what they do with their family. It could be every aspect of life.
Yep. I think... I'm still blown away, bro. Let's go into some questions, huh? Let's hit it. All right. I know some of the answers already, but I'm going to ask them because they're on the sheet. You ready? Let's go. All right. Most important mentor. Who's mentored you the most on your journey so far?
Can I say God?
No. That's the next question.
Oh, man. There's a lot of people, man. Probably in different, aspects of my life. My faith, my pastor Gus, he really helped me, he's walked with me.
Pastor Gus?
Yeah, Pastor Gus.
So he's a mentor for, even though he's not, I'm assuming he's not in the business world of things.
He actually just started a business.
Yeah?
Yeah, but...
What's Pastor Gus doing now?
It's like a coaching online.
For
just family relationships,
wow.
Single, it's actually pretty interesting. It's Coach Vibes, that's what it's called. So but he's mentored me just not into business, but faith wise, in walking with me through the failures,
your journey and everything.
Yeah, so in that, when it comes to hustle, hats off to this guy here, James. He's helped me a lot, man.
He's helped me too. He paid for the table.
Yeah. Like honestly, my gratitude goes out to James. I couldn't really pay him back for what he's done for me. But just he's helped me.
Is there like a bromance going on here that I don't know about, or?
Yeah, it's actually funny, bro. We were never actually close, eh?
Nah, not growing up.
Yeah, we weren't really close.
Weren't the biggest fans of each other, I don't think.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that, but?
He was Nathan's mate.
Yeah.
And I was Nathan's mate.
But people don't know who Nathan is.
Nathan's our mutual friend.
Okay.
He was Nathan's mate. I was Nathan's mate.
Yeah. So you met through a mutual friend, and then you didn't get on.
Not really, man.
No, we just didn't click.
We were close, but not we knew of each other. But we weren't really that close. So, but anyways, So, obviously the journey to where I am today. Hats off to this guy. This guy's pretty much got me nearly every job that I've had, except for Coffee Chew. Nathan got me that. Pretty sure.
Yep.
And
he was the last one standing because he just wouldn't go.
Nah, man. Yeah, Nathan, man. So much love to that guy as well. But yeah, James is a big mentor for me through business and mentorship. He's taught me a lot. And man, hustle. Yep. This guy defines hustle.
Nah, he does. He's good.
And but yeah, that's probably my two mentors with obviously faith and business. Yeah, it's sorry, Gary Vaynerchuk is a big guy.
You like Gary V, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Actually,
it's cool.
like everyone, it's the same story. He actually always advertised that people hate him at the start.
Does he? I know. Does he
Yeah,
do that?
that's
I
his
didn't
thing.
know that.
Like I didn't hate him, but I just
Man,
didn't like him.
everyone I know
Yeah.
has the same vibe towards him.
So that they don't like him at the start, but he
Yeah,
grows
like
on
even
them.
me. Like I remember Gabby
Yep.
showed me Gary V years ago.
Yep.
And initially I thought, fuck, this guy annoys me. I just don't like him. And now I watch every single video,
Yeah.
try to
He
listen
does
to
have
every
a very
podcast.
unique delivery though. Like it's not a traditional motivator, mentor type delivery.
Nah.
Like he's very in your face. He's got a shitload of content. Like his content team are crazy.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Like his content team, man, there must be 20 men strong or something.
I think he said he's got
Around the
about
clock.
20 people.
around
But
the
he
clock.
actually, when he started, he was doing all the content. Like
Yeah.
when he started his wine company. and all that kind of
he's
stuff.
a great hustler, man.
Yeah.
Like, he's
Yeah.
got everything going on.
And another thing that he really pushes is, happiness equals success. And that's
does.
something that I strongly believe in.
It does.
And I've learned that over the years. He was really pushing towards materialistic things, like you said, the boats, the cars.
He was pushing
No,
away from it.
that's what I was pushing.
Oh, you were pushing towards
yeah,
that.
like
Yeah,
that's what
yeah.
that was my goals. Like I want a mansion, or I want a car.
You'll get it, bro. You'll get it when the time comes.
But that's not important to me right now, honestly.
Yeah, I know.
I'm-
But I know through the way you hustle, there's going to be a lot of different reward there, man. The family, the successes, everything that comes with it.
Yeah, and praise God for that. But at the same time, I really believe that if you're happy, that's all that matters. Because me waking up every day, if I'm not happy, what am I doing?
Yeah, that's true.
And
You got to love what you do.
Exactly. So
Yep.
I really try to every day be happy with my situation, no matter what happens. Just always be grateful.
Yep. Because even if you don't love what you do, for example, if you love the hustle, it does make it a lot more enjoyable.
Oh.
Like I think everyone sold something that they didn't want to sell.
Yeah,
Like I remember I used to sell pumpkins. Like, how much love can you have for a pumpkin? But
that's what I said about. That's what I said
I
about
love the
bread.
hustle, but
I said the same thing about bread.
you fall in love with bread.
Oh mate,
You love it.
I love it.
It's
Talk
good,
about
man.
it all
So
day.
James is doing apps, so happy with that. All right, next question. So I guess you answered the next one in that one anyway. Most important mentor and greatest influencer on your hustle. You've answered both of them. This one's pretty cool, and I know I'm hoping it's not the car capsule story, because I want to know your most memorable hustle mistake, the biggest mistake that you can remember in your hustle. That was just like a fuck moment, like what just happened type thing.
Wow.
Everyone's made that.
Yeah.
I think I make that on the
I don't
on the
think-
weekly.
I don't think there's one
On
time.
the
there's been
daily.
On the daily.
multiple times.
Yep.
Probably just, like I said, I don't regret anything, but probably just not having security for my family.
Okay, so
Like having that, like obviously risk.
but that's not a hustle mistake. That's
Yeah,
that's the
I'm
hustle.
just trying to think. There's multiple hustle mistakes.
Not sending James the contract to look over before I sign it.
That one there, that's a big mistake.
Yeah, that's probably
No, you know what? That's a blessing.
Yeah,
that's not a
like,
mistake.
I can't mistake. Honestly, like I don't see them as mistakes. It's only
Yeah,
a mistake
good-
if
good
I,
outlook.
if I repeat it. Like
Yep.
let's say I get another contract and sign
Yeah.
it without James seeing it. But yeah, I don't think there's any big like oh my gosh.
That's nothing there.
Just there's a lot of lessons, a lot every day.
So
like
a lot
you
of
said.
small lessons along the way.
Yeah.
No major mistake that was, I wish I took that job, or I wish I didn't do
Because
that. or-
you don't really know the other option. Like if you did,
Yeah.
I've had multiple job
true.
offers and different opportunity offers over
Yep.
the years, and you don't know the other outcome.
Yep.
Honestly, so,
So more or less, you don't dwell on things that,
nah. I used to, and it took me like 6 months to recover from.
yeah, because
So-
everyone, like I know this in the early days, everyone thinks that if they don't get that internship or they don't get that job, or, so it's good. You don't see it that way.
Yeah, I had to obviously learn over the time, but yeah, it's something that you have to really pick up, because if you're dwelling on every mistake that you make or every failure,
Yep.
you won't try anything, or you won't
That's
go to
true.
the next level. So,
That's true.
I don't dwell on it anymore, and it's taken 7 years to get to where I am today with that mindset.
7 years, long time.
Yeah,
For a 24-year-old guy, like 7 years is a long time.
yeah, it is. But I thought I thought I was going to be successful, straight away.
Well, that's what you see. That's what you see. That's the story. Everyone only sees the successes. No one sees the failures, and a lot of people aren't even interested in the failures.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
starting
but-
to get advertised now.
Yeah,
the journey.
100%.
I've
I
noticed
see
that
too.
there is a lot of that sort of realistic approach to things coming out now.
Yeah, it's definitely a positive thing to do, because if people are just seeing the like you said, the success and, you know, their story after 10 years of hard work, they're going to be disappointed when they don't make it straight away. And there's so many stories out there that people think they're overnight success, but they don't see the backstory. And I really want to push that, you know, I really want to advertise that, you know, this, like being, I wouldn't say entrepreneur, but doing anything with business or, you know, something different than getting a 9-to-5 job. And there's no disrespect there, you know. If you're happy doing a 9-to-5 job, do it.
It's fine,
it's fine. It's actually easier. I'm telling you right now. But, you know,
you're doing a 10 to 8 job now, and then like an 11 to 5 job or something.
Yeah, for the time being. But you know, definitely the journey. You know, showing your failures, not showing just the success.
But is it not important to share your failures as well? Like, and I think that's why I get deterred a lot from. And I'm all for positivity, but I'm for realistic positivity at the same time. You know, and I find that a lot of people online. Just a lot of pump up about positivity, success, and everything like that, and I feel like that's a bit of a trap for people. If I'm a younger person, sort of earlier in my hustle journey, with a little bit less life experience, I find that I'll just take that on board and assume, like we all have, we're all guilty of. I've done it. You sort of take it on board and assume, well, okay, yeah, it is going to be that easy. I'm going to make that product, and I'm going to put it on eBay or open up a shop or something like that. And I'm going to sell out and I'm going to make this much money. And then the product comes in, you open up an eBay store or a website and it sits there, and then, well, now what do we do?
Yeah.
Some Instagram posts, they don't go anywhere. Hit up influencers, they ask for money.
And you've got no money.
So I sort of, you know, it's important, I think. And that's, so right now I know that you're sort of mentoring and you're coaching some people in sales and customer relationship. Is that the message that you're sort of trying to deliver to them?
Yeah, man, like, there's nothing in this life that comes easy. And like, I'm glad that I went through my journey, you know, to obviously show me that you have to work hard, and you have to like, because my mum gave me everything. Like, you know, when she was a single mum, you know, she really taught me love, and she gave me so much, pretty much whatever. I was the favorite child, so I got everything gifted to me, handed to me, whatever she could. So
you're giving yourself some brownie points there.
Yeah, man, all the brownie points I can get. But so, you know, having that mentality, like, I was expecting life to give me whatever I wanted. And
so even though, like, you know, you had a pretty, from what you said, you came from, you didn't come from a very wealthy family, but you still felt as though God, your life, your mum, everything gave you everything that you needed.
Well, yeah, obviously, you know, I didn't have that kind of business mindset, and we come from, you know, a humble family, but we always had a roof over our head, and
so obviously big grateful for what you have.
Exactly. And yeah, like I said, my mum gave me as much as she could, and I really had that mentality when I had to move out of home and when I got into the business game, that, you know, I kind of expected things to be done for me. And I had to really learn quickly that it doesn't happen that easily.
Yeah,
it doesn't. And you have to work, you have to put in the work, the hours, you know, and you have to do it or you just won't go anywhere.
So you still feel like, even though now you've been hustling for 7 years and you're obviously doing something right, man, like you've got 2 kids that you've supported, another one on the way, you still feel like even after 7 years of all that hustle that you don't have security for your family yet?
Oh, no, I do. At the time when I jumped out to do the business, I didn't have security. So just before my son was born. Right now we do.
And that's gone back, 2 years ago?
Yeah, he's 3 this year at the end of the year. So 2 to 3 years. But yeah, at the moment, we're probably in the best spot that we've ever been.
So it comes good. So that's probably the message I want everyone to take from this. Like, your hustle journey, regardless of whether you find yourself on the side of the road with your briefcase and a couple car seats in the other hand, there's light at the end of the tunnel if you just stick to the hustle and you keep working towards and you keep clean.
Yeah,
you know, and I think that's what a lot of people don't do.
Well, just imagine that if I just gave up then. We wouldn't be having this conversation. I wouldn't have the job that I have. Probably wouldn't have the family that I have, you know. So there's always, you know, like you said, light at the end of the tunnel. That's cool, man. That's cool. You definitely are a local hero, man. That's why I love having you on. I love your journey. I love your hustle. Now, okay, well, this question's probably a bit funny. If you go back 10 years, what would you tell yourself? But you'll be 14 years old. 14. Far out. What would you tell yourself? When I was 14, probably just, you know, enjoy the moments. Not get caught up in too much of trying to be the cool guy. Trying to be, you know, the popular kid. So I probably would have said that. And, you know, there's so many things I would say, but that's probably the main thing. Just don't get caught up in it. don't get caught up in it. And
were you sort of like hustling back then, like 14, trying to get things happening? And
yeah, like man, 14. I think that's when I got my one of my first kind of roles was a job. Like I was doing newspapers.
What do you mean you're doing
delivering newspapers?
Oh, were you really?
Yeah.
So you delivered newspapers at 14?
Yeah, but it was funny. I actually delegated my mum to roll them because you had to roll them.
So you were that kid in the car 6 o'clock at night, throwing them on your front lawn.
Yeah, so at a young age, and
wow.
So I was doing that, but I wasn't really, like I said, didn't have those mentors around me to get into business. Social media at the time wasn't that big.
Yeah, no, 10 years ago, no, it was nothing.
You didn't have the YouTube or the personal development books, so I had no really knowledge of that. It was just pretty much footy. So I take a lot from sports, like footy. It taught me a lot.
You learn a lot in sports. You learn a lot about teamwork. You learn a lot about discipline.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
Not that I know. I didn't play any sports, but that's what I hear.
NBA?
NBA,
that's what the book says.
That's what the book says, but no NBA for me, no footy for me. I played footy for a little bit, but I think I cut more oranges on the bench than actual sort of play time. So, not my thing. That wasn't my hustle, man. My hustle was a bit different. So, I got to say, man, like James, I don't know where you found this guy, man, but it was good.
Side of the street with 2 car seats.
I found him on the street. That was once upon a time. Another time, I'll tell you a funny story because I think we're going to wrap it up. So
yeah, I think we're working towards that. But
a funny story about Regan. When we were.
Oh yeah, let's go. Bring it out.
No, when we were in, when I was in sales, I just started sales.
Yep.
And I got Regan a job. Regan mentioned that I got him
another job.
A lot of jobs.
Which job was this?
So he was a barista at Coffee Chew. Yeah. And he was leaving Coffee Chew.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, no. So I got him a job at a cafe that I wanted to sign up.
Yep.
To use my coffee.
I remember this, the one in the city.
That's right.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
So I got Regan the job, and the deal was that I'll get you a barista, and you use my coffee. So at the time, everyone, before COVID came around, everyone's always looking for baristas. Cafes are always looking for baristas. So
why is that, Bar? Is that just an industry thing?
There's just no good quality baristas around. There's just a shortage of them. Really.
Oh, there's a shortage of quality baristas, or
okay, I'd say so.
Yep.
So, what happened? So, I got Regan the job, and I said to Regan, listen, within a week, if they don't change to my coffee, I've got you another job. Just down the road. Everyone's looking for baristas. Yeah, no worries, James, all good. So after a week, they said, listen, we're not going to use your coffee. And it was an unfair reason. So I said to Regan, we've got to go to the other cafe now. They're not going to...
So you guys really hustled it out together back in the early days.
Yeah, so I said, Regan, we got to go, man. And he's like, it was like that movie Wolf of Wall Street. When Jordan Belfort goes, I'm not leaving.
Yeah, he wasn't leaving.
He wasn't leaving.
Did you stay?
I stayed.
He goes, I'm not leaving.
Bear in mind.
But you had kids there, didn't you?
I had a daughter on the way.
Oh, bro.
But no.
Come on,
we already had this conversation.
Come on, bro.
That wasn't the excuse. I had him a job, same pay down the road. He just goes, I'm not leaving. I go, what do you mean you're not leaving? I go, don't embarrass me. Walk with me now.
That's hustling too hard.
He goes,
this guy, man, like I said, hustle king.
Bro, he goes, no, I'm not leaving. Yep. I was like, oh my God.
It doesn't even end there.
That's just hustling way too hard.
Doesn't end there. Then,
oh, wow, there's more to this.
After that, I was like, oh my God, all right, you're going to stay? At least help me get a deal here. Let me push my coffee through this place. He goes, all right. So we convinced the owner to run my coffee and another coffee through the cafe.
So you were running 2 coffees?
2 coffees.
Oh, you better not, don't name the cafe then.
No.
Don't name the cafe.
No, the owner was happy to do it. He said, all right, let's see which one goes better. And we're like, okay, no worries. I said, Regan, obviously, use my coffee.
Yeah.
I come back the next day. These guys go through 10 kilos a day. There's like half a kilo used of my coffee. I said, Regan, why is there only half a kilo used of my coffee? He goes, I just want to stick to the other one, man.
He likes it.
The customers didn't so I used to get commission per coffee I sold.
Oh, really?
I used to get 10 cents per cup.
So you used to get 10 cents per cup?
That I sold.
That's a hustle if I've ever heard one.
Yeah, I know. I was like a barista.
But were you getting a base wage or was it just the 10 cents a cup?
No, getting base wage
plus, and 10 cents a cup.
Yeah, 10 cents a cup. Yep. So I had regular customers and I tested it with them and they're like, no, we don't like it. It's,
He tested it with 3 customers by the looks of
3 of my big customers. But yeah, and we obviously didn't use his coffee. I honestly don't know why he obviously stuck around with me.
Who, James?
Yeah, James.
He's seen something in you, bro.
100%.
You're there, bro. It's there.
100%.
It's there.
I think I've paid him back. Or still not even.
Not yet. Yeah, not yet.
You're really upset about that customer account.
Yeah. Nah, just mucking around.
All right, man. Guys, I think that's the show for today. But, man, Regan, thanks for dropping in. Great story, man. Local hero. And, man, I didn't think I was going to say it, but, like, you know, local hero, family man, and very proud of you and what you've done. And I can't wait to get you back on, man.
Thank
More
you
of
so
the journey
much,
a bit
man.
later in the year.
Thank you. I just wanted to say I'm grateful for you, Joey, honestly.
Thanks,
I know
bro.
I just, said at the start, but like I said, my family wouldn't be the same.
So you're naming your third kid after me?
So all my kids start with an R, so if you want to do like Ro.
Call it Rufus.
Joseph.
My dad's name's Joseph.
Oh,
Yeah.
So your dad's got to get priority. That's all right, bro. I'll just settle for an invitation.
All right, seriously.
Thanks,
Thanks, Joe.
guys.
Grateful
Thank
for you, man.
you.
Yeah, guys.